quite enjoying doing some different editing styles, so I'm just going to walk you through my process for this one. First of all, I'm going to just straighten this. It's a little bit off kilter. And then I'm going to just change the composition slightly. That looks a little bit better to me there. Too much kind of empty space over this way. First of all, I'm just going to change our light settings. So exposure, I want to push up. Highlights, normally I'd drop down, but I think I'm going to raise them slightly because I want the white light to bloom. To pair with that, I'm going to raise the shadows and the whites, drop the clarity and the texture, which is going to give us a nice sort of glow to the image, which is what we want. Probably going to do for now in terms of these adjustments here. Tone curve, again, I'm kind of going for almost like a filmic retro look, so I'm going to raise the shadows a bit more than I normally would. Push everything up a little bit, and then I might even just lift the black point slightly. You can see that makes it a little bit more filmic already compared to having it look a lot more digital. That's probably it for that. Next up is the color. I'm going to go down to the calibration tab. I want this image to be very kind of like it's in here, like red and blue. More red and blue than orange and blue. So to do that, go to our red primary and make that a bit more orange. Go to our blue, make that a little bit more teal. Green is going to go a little bit towards green rather than yellow, and maybe drop that slightly. Just really kind of feeling out where I want that red to be. At the moment, it's looking a little bit too orange, but I kind of want to get rid of the pink. And then the shadows, we're going to go a little bit more pink actually, because we can change that in the mixer. And then we're going to go back to our color mixer. Now I'm really going to start playing with the colors. I want blue, red, and orange to be my main colors. So to do that, we are going to make our oranges more red, our yellows more orange, our aquas maybe a little bit more blue, but our blues a little bit more aqua. Purples are going to go more towards the blue. Magentas are going to go more towards the red because it's closer to, once you get to magenta, you kind of start back at red. Like, we can either have it be more purple, but we want our purples to be blue, so we may as well make it red. We're getting rid of the excess colors. Saturation wise, following on, we're just going to remove some of those colors we don't want too much of. So the purple, if I pull that down, it's going to just bring out the blues more in the image. Magenta as well. I kind of want those magenta lights to be more pale. So pull that down and then raise that as well, which is going to make those glow. I do that with the purple as well. The blue, I want to glow a little bit more as well. The red is not quite where I want it right now. I think I want it slightly more orange, so maybe about there. And then I'm just going to increase the global saturation and the vibrance, and then just kind of take it down to where it looks best. I think I want it both up a little bit, maybe more vibrance and saturation. It's looking pretty good. I think what else I want to do for this one. I think I want to really exaggerate the glow, so the clarity and the texture, and even the dehaze can come down a little bit more. Going to drop our blacks to counter that dehaze, because you see if we drop that all the way, it becomes really washed out. So when we drop that a little bit, we can still keep a bit of contrast by having our blacks a bit darker. Highlights are going to raise a little bit more. So there's definitely a little bit more I want to do to the image here. And just raising those whites and dropping that there. Might go back to our calibration now. Just because we've got all the individual mixer colors a little bit tighter, we can fiddle again with this red. I think I want it around about there. And then maybe the green can go a little bit further to really bring out the red and the blue. So what we've done is pretty much change all the warm colors to go to red, all the cool colors to go to blue, and then we've removed the saturation of the ones we don't want. And then the ones we remove saturation on, we've just raised the luminance, which makes them glow, which is what I want with this image. The blue and the teal, I want them to be a little bit more prominent, so I've not raised them as much. And then it's really just the shade after that. I think that is the perfect blue on after. The red, I'm still, something about it's not working for me. But we're going to do a little bit of split toning now. So I think for this, just to make it look even more filmic, I'm going to add a little bit of green and yellow into the midtones. And then the same to the highlights. Really like gentle touch there though. And maybe a little bit in shadow as well. Yeah, so I think that is now where I want it to be. And then it's just a case of light adjustments here. I'm not going to do any masks for this image because it doesn't really need masks. I've done what I wanted to do, and I'll just show you the before. So you can see the before and the after. It's some really drastic stylistic changes, which is what I wanted to do. So hopefully you've learned something from this. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. Yeah, I'd like to do a lot more of these if they've been helpful. You can always add a little bit of green as well to the image, but because this image is quite noisy already, green's gonna look a little bit dicey, especially like if I was to put this on my phone, it would look a lot more grain would be visible. But yeah, thank you for watching. Appreciate